Hey everyone, welcome back to M&M PTE NAATI. This is Manmohit. Now guys, in today's video, I am going to share with you all the initial method for your repeat sentence topic in the PTE exam. Now this is one method which I personally like, and that's my favorite basically. And if ever I have to do any repeat sentences, this is what I follow and that works for me. With that, I have been able to get a perfect 19 listening, perfect 19 speaking, and I have taught this to so many of our students out there, which this method worked for them, and they were also able to get their desired score of 65, 79, or even a perfect 90. Now, this may work for you, but you may not be comfortable in that. So I would still encourage you to at least try this method for few sentences, see if that works for you. If it does, that's great, you can implement that. If it does not work for you and you are comfortable and better in using your method, that's absolutely fine. The ultimate end goal is getting our majority of the content right. So I'll be sharing this method, doing few repeat sentences with you so that you can understand what am I all talking about, what's the method, how do we use it, and all those other things. Now, just before I begin, if you need any help and support with your PTE exam, if you need coaching for that, whether it's PTE Core or PTE Academic, or coaching for NAATI Hindi, Punjabi, and NAATI Gujarati, we do have coaching available with us. We personally teach that. You can message us on either Instagram or Facebook. The links are in the description box, or you can simply search for M&MMPT NAATI. You will find us over there. Message us. We would be there. The admin would be there. We'll discuss with you in detail to make sure you clear these exams in the very first attempt. Now let's begin with this one. So for repeat sentences, we do get about 10 to 12 sentences in the exam. So, and they come one after one. So obviously there's so many sentences coming one after one. And this is such a fast paced task. Like the audio runs for a few seconds, then you instantly have to speak your answer. And then you can't just wait for too long. You have to move on to the next sentence and the audio starts to play again. So it's like if you haven't practiced enough, you will definitely struggle in this task. It doesn't matter how good of an English speaker you are. If you haven't practiced enough before the exam, there is a high chance you may fumble, you will get nervous in the exam, and other things can happen as well. And like I was saying, this task gives you marks in listening and speaking both. And it's a high scoring topic. So we have to make sure we get all these sentences right, majority of them right, if you're someone aiming for 65, 79 or a perfect 90. Now, one thing I can say is, if you are someone who is aiming for 79, let's say I'll even give you if you're aiming for a perfect 90. So if you are someone who's aiming for a perfect 90, if you get 10 sentences, out of that you have to get 8 sentences with 100% content in that. And the other 2 sentences, even if you speak 50% content or above, you can still easily get your perfect 90 in listening and in speaking. For getting 79, it's 7 sentences, 100% content, and then 3 sentences, 50% or more. And then for 65, you have to get 5 sentences at 100% content. And then other 5, even if it's 50% or more, you can still get your 65. Now, it all depends on how you perform in the other tasks, but that's the bare minimum you need in repeat sentences for you to get your desired score. So whatever you are aiming for, you should be sticking with that number. Now, there are 3 parameters for your repeat sentences, and those 3 are your fluency, your pronunciation, and then the third one we have is content. Now, fluency is on a scale of 5, pronunciation worth 5 points, and content is worth 3. So, fluency and pronunciation are both related to your speaking, as in the scoring for this will go towards speaking, and for content, it will go towards listening. Now, because we need our desired score in all the modules, we can't just have fluency and pronunciation but have no content. But at the same time, you can't just have all the content, but we are not fluent and we are not pronouncing the words right. So we have to have a balance of all 3. So even if you speak anything random, let's say your content was extremely wrong, like they said something, you said something, but you were fluent and you pronounced everything correctly, you will still be able to get a perfect score in speaking. But your listening scores would be nothing because you did not get the content right. So this is where you have to understand that since you're aiming for your desired score 79 or 65 or a perfect 90 in both of the sections and both of the modules. So you have to make sure you're fluent, you're pronouncing all the words right, and you stick with your content in this particular range. Now, what I was talking about at the beginning, the initial method. Now, what is this all about. Now, initial method, as the name says, initial as in the first letter of every single word. So when that sentence starts to play, now obviously there's one method where we do recommend that when the sentence starts playing, you close your eyes, you pay extra attention towards the sentence, you understand the sentence, break it into meaningful phrases, meaningful chunks, and then speak it out, combining all those phrases and just speaking out the perfect sentence. Obviously, that is one method which works for so many of the students out there. But this is one thing that works for me because that helps me, because I'm more of a person and I've got something in writing, it helps me to remember that better. So what we do in this is when that sentence starts to play. So let's say the sentence was, today is a bright sunny day in Adelaide. What I would do is I would start writing the initial, the first letter of every single word, as many words as I can write, up until that audio stops and the recording starts. Remember one thing, after that audio stops, we have to start speaking our answer within 3 seconds. So we can't really wait to complete all the initials and then start speaking our answer. So we can write as many initials as we want, but when that audio stops and recording starts, you have to stop writing whatever you are writing and then you have to start speaking an answer. So this is how I would go. So today is a bright sunny day in Adelaide. Today is a bright sunny day in Adelaide. So this is what I would be doing in this method. So you write as many initials as you can for every single word, but the moment that audio stops, you have to stop writing and then you have to start speaking. Now the reason I take initials is when I take the first letter of every single word, it helps me to remember what was said in the sentence. And my brain works in a way that when I have spoken about half of the sentence, it will help my brain to remember the remaining sentence because I just heard that sentence. So this is the method over here. You write initials for as many words as you can, and then you finish the remaining sentence by remembering it. So two things are happening over here. Now this method is only going to work for you if you're quick in writing. If you're not that quick in writing, this may not work for you. So if you are someone who in write from dictation topic take initials, then this method will definitely work for you because it's the exact same thing that we're doing in repeat sentences as well. But if you are someone who's not comfortable taking initials in write from dictation and you take abbreviations, then this may not be an ideal method for you. But again, do not just discard that. Do practice about 15 to 20 sentences using this method and then compare your performance. See where you were able to perform better. Like, are you able to perform better by taking initials? Or were you performing better without taking initials and just paying close attention to the sentence? Whichever one is giving you more content, whichever one is giving you more accuracy is the method you should be sticking with and practicing a lot using that particular method. And if you are our enrolled student, we do make a personal Telegram group with every single student who is enrolled with us. Now, what's a personal Telegram group? Personal Telegram group, as the name says, there would be a personal group for a student where it would be just that student, me and Mohit. Only three of us, no other student in that. And what happens in that is magic happens. When a student is personally connected with us, both of us on a daily basis, we make their study plan, they follow that study plan, and they take feedback from us on a daily basis. We give them homework, they complete their homework, they send that to us. For example, if it's speaking topics, they'll record their audios and send it to us. If it's any written tasks like essay, summarize written text, summarize spoken text, write from dictation, they will take a screenshot or just attach that document and send it to us, and they get their one-on-one feedback on a daily basis. And that is where the magic happens. When a student is comfortable, there is no other student listening to them. They get their one-on-one feedback every single day, all 7 days. They make those changes, what we ask them to do, whatever mistakes they were making, they make those amendments. And once we feel that they're ready to give their exam, that's when they book their exam, give their exam, and get their desired score. It's as simple as this, provided if you follow whatever we say. So if you are someone who's looking to get in touch with us for your online coaching and getting that one-on-one personalized feedback, you know where to find us. Links are in the description, or simply search for M&MM PTE NAATI and you will find us there, message us, and we'll discuss that with you. Now what we would do is I'll play a few sentences now and I'll do these initials with you just so that you can see as to whatever I explained now, how am I actually using that in the real exam sentences. So I'll play a sentence, take my initials as much as I can, and then I'll try to speak that sentence out. Let's have a look at that one now. Okay, the first one.
A study skill seminar is on for the students who require assistance.
A study skills seminar is on for the students who require assistance. So this is what I was explaining in the method, that I would take initials for as many words as I can. And then once that audio stops, as you could have seen that I stopped writing immediately and then I started speaking my answer. And because these initials helped me to speak the first half of the sentence, I was easily able to complete my sentence. Let's do the next one.
Would you pass me the textbook on that table?
Would you pass me the textbook on that table? Again, I would also keep in mind the rhythm of that particular sentence, like the way they were speaking out that sentence, because it was a question, so I will also sound like a question. Let's do the next one.
The investigation aims to find the stand of the problem.
The investigation aims to find the stand of the problem. Again, same. Initials, spoke as much as I can using the initials and then completed my remaining sentence. Let's do another one.
There are various approaches for plagiarism across different university departments.
There are various approaches for plagiarisms for different university departments. Again, it was slightly lengthy sentence, but again, I could take initials as much as I could. And then when that audio stopped, I stopped writing my initials, spoke the remaining sentence. Why? Because I could remember and I was understanding what the phrases of that particular sentence were saying. Few initials at the start helped me to start my sentence, and the remaining I was just focusing on whatever I could remember from that particular one. And I made sure I maintained my flow. My fluency was there. I pronounced all the words correctly. My content was 100% in all the sentences. Hence, I would definitely be able to get a perfect 90 in my listening and also a perfect 90 in my speaking. So guys, this is what I wanted to share in this particular video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any sort of questions, feel free to put it in the comments down below. Or if you want to get in touch with us for your online preparation, for your actual coaching and getting that one-on-one feedback, which is the most important thing, you can message us on Instagram or Facebook. Guys, all the best if you have got your exams coming soon. Stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next video.